gardeners. I'm out in my garden and this is just an impromptu video on transplanting stuff. I've seen some questions come up from a few people about how to know when to transplant things. If you've started things in really little trays and you've continually moved them out to bigger trays and you're wondering whether it's time to put them in the ground, one way of telling is if you look at the bottom through the drainage holes and the roots are starting to poke out. That's definitely an indication that you should get them either in a bigger pot or in the ground. I am repotting some of my pea plants that I've spreaded into raised beds. So what you want to do when you want to either transplant things to a bigger pot or put them in the ground is I like to squeeze the container a little bit just to loosen up the soil at the edges. Turn it upside down and support the plant with my hands. You can see I've had 2 pea plants in this pot growing together, so I'm going to want to separate them, but I'll show you here. You can see all of the nice white roots in here. I don't know if everybody can hear that, like thousands of Canada geese that are going over my yard right now. It's a racket. So when I turn the plant over, I'm going to really gently separate the 2 plants. And I've dug little holes in the ground in my bed here. I've loosened up the soil to make sure that it's not too tightly packed so the roots can grow into the new soil really nicely. I'm gently but firmly packing the soil around the base of the plant. You can see here that I've got a trellis for the pea plants to grow up because they like to trail and grow up things. You can staple netting to the side of your bed. If your bed's raised up off the ground, you can also just let your peas and beans dangle over the side. That's what I do in the community garden. Yes, I currently have my phone sitting in the dirt in my garden. And yeah, that's just a super quick video on transplanting things gently and lovingly from your pots into the ground, or figuring out whether it's time to move them into a bigger pot. I think in one of my previous videos I talked about how one indication that you can use of when to transplant things is when they've grown their second set of leaves. So this is a little pak choi plant. And it's actually developing its 3rd set of leaves now, and if you look carefully, you probably can't tell in the video, but you can see that the roots are starting to poke out the bottom, so this is something that I'm definitely going to transplant. God, can you see the geese up there? Isn't that just wild? So I'm definitely going to transplant this into my garden tonight. Thanks, Granny Gardeners.